Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be continuing Solomon's story. So if you remember last week he became king, and then as well as, God coming to him, and instead of asking for money or riches or anything like that, sorry about the loud noise in the background, but he asked God for wisdom. So now he has wisdom like no other man before him or anything. So he's the wisest man up to this point to ever, be alive or whatnot. So today's story is going to be called Solomon's Temple. It's based on 1 Kings chapter 5 through 9 and 2 Chronicles chapter 2 through 8. The people are happy. Israel is at peace. Solomon has established good relationship with many neighboring countries. Rulers of the countries David had conquered paid tribute money to Solomon's treasury. So begins the golden age of Israel. To launch his first great building project, Solomon sent a messenger to his father's old friend, King Hiram of Tyre. I believe it's Tyre, actually. My bad, Tyre. King Solomon sends a greeting and asks if you will send him your renowned cedar and cypress trees for lumber so he can build a temple to God in Jerusalem. Blessed be the Lord for giving my friend David such a wise son. Tell your king I will give him what he asks for exchange for wheat and oil, which our country needs. The two kings make a deal. Soon men by their thousands are working in the forests of Lebanon, cutting cedar trees for Solomon's temple. So in exchange, he gives him the trees for Solomon to build the temple, which is, part of his destiny. Something God revealed to David, a long time ago, for him to build God's temple, which is what they're doing. And he asked for wheat and oil. They were in need of it at the time. Near Jerusalem, thousands of men toil in great quarries of chiseling out the huge stone blocks needed for the foundation and walls of God's temple. The finest mason work on each piece so that every stone block will fit together perfectly. The cedars of the Lebanon, the finest wood known to man, are shipped from Tyre. Some logs are carved into huge pillars, while others are set into place for the roof. Next, bronze is used for the metalwork. Meanwhile, the finest gold craftsmen in the land are working on all the furniture and necessities for the temple. Solomon's wish is to have all of God's temple gleaming with gold. After 7 long years of hard work and the magnificent temple of God is completed. Men, women, and children from all corners of Israel crowd into Jerusalem to watch the priests carry the sacred ark into the temple. Inside the Holy of Holies, a dark, windowless, heavily curtained room, the ark is carefully placed beneath the protecting wings of 2 15-foot cherubim. So this is just giving you an idea of what it looks like. Whatever, just this massive, beautiful. It took him 7 years. He had the finest of everybody, using bronze for the metalwork. Gold had the finest people to make it, the best people to do it. Everything, he wanted to be perfect. And after 7 years, this is crazy. We have machines and stuff like that now, so it doesn't take us as long. But to build such a massive structure, it is incredible at this time. And that's where the ark would be placed. Then before all the people in Israel, Solomon kneels in prayer. Lord, there is no God like you. Forgive and guide your people the way you guided Moses, who brought us out of slavery in Egypt. It's crazy to think all that's happened before this. What's happened with Moses, David, Samson, all that has happened, before this, and then now, God's, true King David, has passed. Now his son Solomon is ruling, and now they've made the temple of God, and, it's just incredible. Peace is, it's all, just peace all over. There is no war, here. If you remember, David, had many battles, many wars that they had to fight, and right now they're in a time of peace. I mean, I think it must have been incredible at this time. But Solomon's building program does not end with the temple. Soon a large palace is under construction. I mean to make Jerusalem the most beautiful city in the world. Solomon, it will be beautiful cedar and bronze and gold. And riches keep pouring in from many countries. Ships from Arabia and Africa bring rare and precious gifts, peacocks and ivory. What are they good for? When you're as rich as Solomon, things don't have to be useful. So, people are, like Africa and, Arabia and all them, they're bringing in, just, supplies and, gifts, as I said, peacocks and, ivory, which ivory is if the elephant, so they have the tusk, you get ivory from them, that's why it's illegal to, kill them right now, because people are trying to take the ivory out of them, and there's not a whole bunch of them, but there's a lot back then, and, so right now, Solomon is very blessed by God. He has a huge, kingdom. He has riches, as God promised him. Because if you remember, God said, because, you could ask for money, you could ask for, a long life, you could ask for many things. Instead, you asked for wisdom, something that people like, normal people, and just go up there and just like, let's bless me with wisdom, So, in doing so, he told him he would bless him with riches and, even a long life if he, continues to obey God. And, he's praising the Lord. He is still praying every day. It's just incredible, what they've built this kingdom into. But not everyone in Israel is rich. Outside the city of Jerusalem, people are beginning to complain. That's my share of the grain for King Solomon's horses. Horses, between feeding the king's foreign wives, his servants, and his horses, there's not much left for poor people like us. But Solomon has even more expansion in mind. Our caravans travel north, south, east, and west, but we miss one vital trade route. Where? The sea. I've decided to build merchant ships to sail beyond the Red Sea. The fleet is built, the ships being treasures into Jerusalem and carry away with them stories of the city's beauty and ruler's wisdom. The stories reach far and wide, even to the distant lands of Arabian Peninsula. So the expansion that Solomon is doing is just incredible. His passion in it to build it as the powerful and the most beautiful city in the world. And all this was possible through God, and as he believed, it was all possible through God. Solomon's not a selfish man. He's selfless. He wants to, build a great city. He wants to build a great city for God. He wants to, just as the temple. And, obviously there are people that are struggling right now. And, some people as leaders or whatever, know that and, do it anyways because it makes them rich. In a way, I think Solomon is kind of blind to it at the moment. It's probably kind of difficult for him to grasp it as well because, I don't think he ever, dealt with being poor just because his father was always the king and things like that as long as he was, a boy or whatever, But we'll see where Solomon's wisdom, and where God leads him next and, what happens next. Obviously, they're going to cross the Red Sea, and, he's built a fleet. He's building a gorgeous city. People are bringing riches, he's very blessed. And, if you want God to change your life around, I'm not saying you're going to be the richest person or whatever, but even blessed in heaven and things like that. And just to be the best person you can be and be a blessing, I highly recommend coming to him, getting saved, even getting baptized if you would like to. Baptism in no way, takes you to heaven, but, getting saved does. And, Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice, so you have to come to him and, pledge your life to him, follow his rules, the 10 Commandments. And, everybody's going to make mistakes, but, pray, pray that you're able to let, the sin go, and, do your best for God and do your best to let him go. And, never pray for selfish reasons, Lord, give me money, or, always pray for others, especially others. I mean, there's many, children's hospital, there's people with cancer, there's people that's starving, pray for people like that. And, because they need it more than, somebody like myself would, and, so just come to God, I might even, next video, we might do a good prayer, for you to get saved. And but if you want to get saved before then, go to a preacher, or look up a video, or just pray from the heart, and ask for the forgiveness of the sins that you've committed. I thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something. I'll see you guys next week, or on Wednesday, and as always, take it easy.